YouTube Q&A talking about Chelsea because I've been away for a couple of days. So hit that link, join the live. People, going live now on YouTube Q&A talking about Chelsea because I've been away for a couple of days. So hit that link, join the live. Right, people, going live now on YouTube Q&A.
Oi, oi!
Chelsea has been away for a couple of days. So
What is happening? Right, guys. Hold on. Shut that shit off. Right. I've got a confession for you. I have a confession for you. Last time, right, the audio quality was really shit, wasn't it? And I understand that it was shit. And one of the main things that everyone was saying is, oh, I can only hear out of my left ear. So I thought that if I went and got headphones, that maybe that would sort out the audio issues. However, I've gone and got headphones. I believe that this sounds a little bit better. However, you can still only hear out of one ear if you're listening with headphones. So I hope that is not too annoying. But apart from only being able to hear out of one ear, what are you lot saying? Does the camera look good? Does the mic look good? Do I look good? Let me know. Right, I'm just posting this on my story. Watch here. Okay, people, I'm going to be live for about an hour. And I'm going to start getting to all of your questions and whatnot. Obviously, I've been away, and that's why I haven't spoke about the FA Cup game, which, let's be honest, was an absolute fucking disaster. Why I've not spoke about loads of the shit that's been going on, to be honest. So obviously, I'm going to go through the chat. I'll try and get to as many of your chats as possible, but do me a favour. If I miss your question, then just put it back in again. If you really want your question answered and you want to skip the queue, then obviously you can super chat. We had a load of super chats on the other live stream, which I really, really appreciate. If not, I'm sure I'll try and get round to your question, but can't guarantee. Now I'm going to start reading from the stop. Maresca out. No, not Maresca out just yet. Let me read a few of these off and then we'll get into it. Right. Man City or Madrid tonight? I fancy Madrid to go through the tie, definitely, but wouldn't put it past Man City. I'd make a prediction, and that prediction is that Kylian Mbappe does not score for Real Madrid. What do you think about that? I'll tell you what, yeah, where I've been away, it's absolutely freezing in my flat. Like, it's ridiculous. I've turned the heating up, but how fucking cold is it? I've been up north as well, and it's supposed to be colder up north than it is down south, but mate, it's a little bit better up there, to be honest. Sanchez has been bad, but our attackers have too. Yep, can't really disagree with that. Can't disagree with that. We're going to get into all things Chelsea. Just want to read through a few of these. Pete Franz, flights delayed from Scotland to Barcelona, perfect timing. Safe flight, mate. Hope you have a safe journey. Wouldn't mind swapping Scotland for Barcelona, though, would you? Think Barcelona, as great as the Scottish are, baby reindeer. You'd rather Barcelona. You'd rather Barcelona. Jordan Bailey, what's happening, bro? Both ears work. You're the only one that does have both ears working. Mic quality's good, just the left ear. That's good, that's good. just hearing news that Nico had a knob fracture. Hope he's alright. We need him. Bloody hell. That does sound serious. Can't speak from first-hand experience, but I've had a few mates that have snapped their banjo, and that's a serious injury. That's a serious injury. Some would say worse than an ACL. Recovery time can be quite delayed for one like that. More so for shagging though, rather than for playing actual football. So he could be alright. Could be alright. I've just literally now come live because I had finished a video where I speak about the upcoming fight between Dillian Whyte and Joe Joyce. Obviously it got announced, was it today? Was it yesterday? Whenever it was, it got announced that Dillian Whyte and Joe Joyce will be fighting on DAZN on a Queensberry card. But to be honest, mate, like, you know, Matchroom and Queensberry are both on DAZN. Happy days for all of us. Hopefully I'll be covering a lot of the events. Hello from Cyprus. Big up Cyprus. I was there, when was I there? September, I think. I was out in Cyprus in September, yeah. I remember getting, well, not annoyed. Like, I never actually get annoyed. I'm just always like, oh yeah, cheers, whatever. But there was like some holiday rep over there, and he's come over and he went, I know you in it. And he was a Scouse fella. He was like, I know you in it. And I was like, you might do, yeah. And he was like, you the Chelsea fan? And I went, yeah. And he went, you just had a boxing fight on Misfits? I said, yeah. He went, you lost, didn't you, to Little Cray Cray? And I'm thinking, well, you know, because you know the fella's name. Anyway, and I said, yeah, I did, yeah. And he's come over the next day and he was like, yeah, I watched your fight back. I said, oh, did ya? He went, yeah, thing is, mate, you just didn't put your foot on the pedal quick enough, you know. I said, oh, right. I said, well, I'll have to get you in the corner next time then. You clearly know what you're talking about. It's like everyone's an expert, aren't they, until they get in there. I've got big fight news coming soon, man. I wish I could announce it now, but I can't. But it's sick. It's good. Right, let's get into the chat. 142 viewers. We've got a few in here. Big up. Thanks, people. Smash the like button on this one. Get your questions in. If not, get your super chats in. They come to the top, so they get read out straight away. Let's be honest. Pedro Neto is bang average. I wouldn't say he is. I wouldn't say he is at all. I think when we were going through a hot run of form, we were looking at Neto and thinking he was a world beater. So, why is Chelsea not trying to win trophies? I think that the team that are on the pitch do try and win every match. I don't think there's a conspiracy where we're not trying to win games. But at the same time, you know, I think that, yeah, of course, you can't deny that our board have prioritised a long-term strategy over short-term success. You can't deny that. There's no way that Roman Abramovich would have been in a situation where things really dried up in terms of our squad depth in January and he didn't go out and splash the cash. I'll go as far back as to say that Ken Bates would have done the same before Roman Abramovich. This isn't even a Bluco, Clear Lake, you know, Bowley, Barley. This is Chelsea Football Club would have done that in the past. So, yeah, I think that I can understand what you're saying in terms of we're not prioritising winning trophies. I think that at boardroom level, they're just kind of doing what they want to do and hoping for the best, basically. Fed up of the negativity, but hard to get away from it. What do you think to the new rugby positivity coach? Is that his title? I don't think all that much to it. Don't really think all that much to it. I'm not really a big rugby man. Although, who watches that bloke on Instagram? He's funny, isn't he? He's proper funny. Elliot Sank. He does all the rugby videos. Yeah, he's a joker. Right, okay. What do I think with a new rugby coach joining? I don't know, man. I don't know. Chelsea striker signing. Sorry, people. I'm just trying to get to where I'm at. Right. How come you don't do interviews on Chelsea Fan TV? I do interviews on Chelsea Fan TV. I've done loads of interviews of Alex. I've gate crushed a few of Matty Dav's interviews before and whatnot. But do you know what my thing is, right? Chelsea, for me, has always been... it's always been like my comfort blanket, my place that I go to that lets me relive my childhood a little bit, you know. So many good times growing up, going up to the bridge with my dad. Do you know what? I must have probably gone 3-4 years or something like that without seeing Chelsea lose a game at Stamford Bridge. It took a long time for me to actually witness Chelsea lose a game at Stamford Bridge. So bearing in mind, I started going around 2001, 2002. We were a very good cup side, and about a year or two after I started going, Roman Abramovich obviously took us over and things went to the next level. But Chelsea, going to Chelsea games has always been pleasure rather than business for me. And I'm not saying that doing an interview on Chelsea Fan TV makes it business, but because it is pleasure, I often go there and get smashed. And if I was 6-7 pints deep right now, I probably wouldn't do a live stream because my judgment can be better and there's just not much need for it. I'd rather just enjoy myself. So I don't do them all the time. I'd say that more matches that I go to, I probably don't do a fan cam interview. But when Alex is on my case, I do an interview. So I do a little bit on Chelsea Fan TV when I go to matches. 1 second, I'm just plugging this into charge. Right. Okay. Hello from Poland. Big up Poland. Will you do a video on Kendry Paez and Esteval and how you think they might fit in next season or go out on loan? Yeah, definitely something that me and Josh can chat about, whether it's a specific video where I go into all of that detail itself or whether I just touch on it, so to speak. We need a new keeper, mate. Yep. Cash up for Isaac, mate. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to down talk my own club, but do you really think that Isaac is going to want to leave Newcastle and come to Chelsea at this moment in time? I'm not too sure. Right, this is an interesting one from Lewis. Hopefully the microphone sounds a little bit better now. I don't know if it's gone a little bit quieter for you lot. But an interesting one, nevertheless, from Lewis. What did I think of Mykhailo Mudryk being named in the Champions League squad for the in the Champions League? Fucking hell, I've been a Chelsea fan too long. In the Europa Conference League, some would say just as good as the Champions League for the knockout stages. I think you can read into it. I think you can definitely read into it and think that maybe something may well have happened there. And maybe we've got some positive news. Super chat just coming in. I'll get straight to that. Thank you very much. Maybe we get some positive news, but at the same time, fucking hell, we've hardly got much depth, have we? So even if there's a 5% chance that Mudryk plays this season, he's probably going to get named in that squad. Bearing in mind, he was one of our best players in that Conference League in the group stages. Right, Energy, £4.99. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate that. I just knocked my mic where I was giving a little clap there. If you was in charge, who would your first 3 signings be? Now, I think when I approach this question, we can do it 2 ways. So I'll give you 6 signings. I'll give you 6, right? If I could just do 3 3 players, no budget, and they would come to Chelsea, I would probably go with... I'd probably go with Saliba over Van Dijk for this moment in time. Midfield wise, mate, if I could just pick Romeo Lavia to not be injured, but no, I'd go. Right, okay. Here's what I'd go with. I would go with Alisson, Saliba, and Isaac. They'd be my signings. Premier League bias, yes. Do I care? No. Realistic signings that I could actually see us bringing in. Who would I go with? I think the young boy at Bournemouth, is it Howson? I think he's really good. I think both centre-backs at Bournemouth are very good. Nottingham Forest have a couple of good centre-backs. So I think if I'm not... Look, I don't know much about these undiscovered European gems and whatnot, but they're 2 very, very good players. I do think it's realistic that a Benjamin Šeško or a Gyökeres could come to Stamford Bridge in the summer. However, we'll see how that one kind of plays out. People know that I wanted John Duran. Sorry, my light keeps flickering. Really need to get this sorted. I wanted John Duran. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. But yeah, hopefully I've named a few there for you. It just says Energy, so I don't actually know your proper name. But thank you very much for the super chat. Obviously, super chats will be prioritised. I will get to all the super chats first. And by the way, people, super chat wise, any question, you can ask me anything. It can be disgusting and you can ask me it, and I promise you, if it's a super chat, I'll answer it. I'll answer anything if it's a super chat. George Harwood, what's happening, bro? Hope you're good. Right, okay, I'm gonna go from that super chat downwards. I bet Tell wished he came to us. Bruv, as soon as I saw Tell bang that goal for Tottenham the other day, I just thought, what the fuck? Like, we fumbled it there. Bayern wanted Nkunku. Nkunku wanted Bayern. Tell could have come in and, yeah, okay, positionally, a little bit similar to Nicholas Jackson in terms of he was a left winger, but he can score goals possibly. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I would have loved Matthias Tell. I think he'll do good things. I think Marcus Rashford will do good at Aston Villa. But my thing with Rashford is I think he'll be a bit Jesse Lingard-esque, right? And I think that he'll be terrific on his loan spell. He'll get another move and then he'll be shit. Or he'll come back to United and then he'll be shit. So, that's me. Joey, man, tweeted you. Blue coat in or out, in your opinion? I'm not too sure at this moment in time, and I think it's a conversation that me and Josh would have to delve a little bit deeper into. There's certainly things about the ownership that I don't think are too negative, and there's certainly things that I, alongside a huge portion of the media and the fan base, do find very, very negative. There is a super chat that's come in, so I'll come back to that point, prioritising the super chats. I said I will answer any question that comes into the super chat, and that is why someone has asked me a very personal question. What is Joel Roth or Roth? Thank you very much for the super chat for a start. What's your favourite position in bed? I've got two, if I'm being completely honest. I like to start with the cowgirl, which is the lady on top. Then I'm obviously able to have hand access to the bum, but mouth access to the boobs, which is obviously quite important for me. And then after that, I like to stick them in doggy style. and go doggy style for the rest of it. So favourite position would be the cowgirl, and then second favourite position would be doggy style. That's what it's all about. Get the super chats in and I'm willing to answer anything. Another super chat has come in the meantime, so let's get on to this one. Alexis Rosas, can you remember the name of your first love ever? Ooh, bloody hell. I'll probably say the name and you'll hunt them down on social media and message them now. First love. And I don't think until you've properly been in love, you genuinely know what love is, unless you've been in love with multiple people, which I don't feel I have. But the first time I had a love infatuation was with a girl, probably in primary school, named Charlotte Hannah. Right, the super chats are rolling in now. Yes, thank you very much. De Jesus Custom Footwear, check them out, $4.99. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate that. What is your question? Build the perfect team with every player we currently own. Assume full health for all boys. Okay, cool, easy. Right, Petrovic in goal. I am going to go with Reece James at right back. I'm going to go with... Here's the hard part. I'm starting Colwell left centre-back, right? Right centre-back. Do I go Fofana? Do I go Trevor Chalobah? My head says Fofana. My heart says Trevor Chalobah. Oh, fuck it. I'm going Trev. Cucurella, left back. Midfield of... Here's where things get really interesting. Midfield of Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo slightly ahead. I know Enzo is good as a deep line playmaker, but if you actually look at his deep line playmaking statistics, that of Romeo Lavia's aren't too dissimilar, you know, and I think that Enzo's got a little bit better when it comes further towards the goal. I'd have Cole Palmer out on the right hand side. I think that he gets clustered amongst defenders in the middle, and I think that Cole Palmer out on the right hand side would add a little bit of width to our game, draw men out there so we've got more opportunities coming through the middle. Then centre attacking midfield in terms of players that we currently own. Oh no, I've already gone centre attacking midfield, haven't I, with Enzo? Yeah, Cole Palmer on the right, Neto on the left, because he can get subbed off and Jadon Sancho can come on, or he can switch sides, something like that. And as for this moment in time, it would be Jackson up top. Thank you very much, De Jesus Custom Footwear, for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Another super chat that came in from Juno. I'm guessing you want it pronounced. $2. Thank you very, very much, mate. We miss your drunk fan cams. When will we see another? No time too soon. And the reason I say that is because I went and met up with Brian, the True Geordie, this weekend. Very, very good friend of mine. We sunk a couple of beers. We had a lot of fun. And that's going to be the last time I have a drink now for quite a while, to be completely honest, because I've got a fight date confirmed from Misfits. Nope, I'm doing a live stream. I've got a fight date confirmed from Misfits. It's soon. It's not too far away. It's against a really tough opponent. I've had 13 fights. I lost for the first time on number 13. So I've had 13 fights, right? And this guy has probably had over 130 if you include amateur bouts as well. But yeah, he's had 100 professional fights. Best known for kickboxing, 5-time world champion, and I'm going to be fighting him in his back garden. That's all I can say for this moment in time. Someone's put Joey's really opened himself up to carnage now that I've said I'll answer absolutely anything if it's a super chat. And you're right, because Joel Roth, how long do you last? Drunk one night stands, I used to last for like, I don't know, fucking sometimes up to like an hour. No, I'm giving Jay from In Between the vibes there. Probably like 20 minutes, but a lot longer. But when it's with your missus, and you know, you got a kid asleep and you just got to get it done quick, 10-minute job, probably, maybe as low as 6-7 minutes. If I'm bashing one out, probably about 2 minutes, to be honest. So there you go. Told you I'd answer anything. If it's a super chat, there are no bounds. If you're just asking them as normal questions, I might not answer them. The Jesus Custom Footwear, love the channel, brother. Thank you very much, and I very much appreciate the super chat, top man. Right, let's see. Oh. Okay, here we go. Let me try and pronounce your name. It's hard without my glasses on. Max Hitty Zero Manoli. Thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Does it bend like Beckham? And if so, which side? It doesn't. No, very straight. But Bend It Like Beckham was a great film. Jesminda, what a talent. I know the Chelsea women's side right now are doing quite well. You know, Lauren James, Sam Kerr. She's been a bit of a media storm. But Jesminda was a real talent in Bend It Like Beckham. She had some real techers, high level techers. Keira Knightley, great footballer in Bend It Like Beckham too. So yeah, I think both of those girls could have definitely forged themselves a career in let's say the fantasy Hollywood Premier League. Probably second to Santiago Munez, who obviously came over from, I believe, Mexico or somewhere like that, signed for Newcastle. You lot know what I'm going on about. Santiago from goal, great player, terrific little player, I'd actually say. So yeah, there you go. Thanks very much for the super chats, guys. These are coming in fast and thick. Might be able to pay off the mortgage if you keep them coming in. You're clearly liking the fact that I'll answer any questions, so ask me anything, and if it's a super chat, I'll answer it. In the meantime, let's get back to a few of these. Thoughts on City Madrid? I'd already said this. I think Madrid will go through the tie. If I had to make a prediction for tonight, I would say that Kylian Mbappe does not score a goal. What about Bellingham, by the way? He's constantly like telling the linos to fuck off and go fuck himself and stuff, and it's like, it's joke because I think the language barrier allows him to get away with it. If he was doing it in the UK, I sat with Brian the other night and I was showing him, I was like, look, Bellingham, surely he just gets like a straight red for that. I remember I called a referee, I don't know if I get demonetized if I say it, but I called him a CUNT, right? And he went, did you just call me a? And I said, yeah, because he had disallowed one of my goals, and obviously it was just Sunday League, and I'd already scored once, and this was my second, and I'd set one up, and we were like 3-0 down at half time. We're coming back, referees fucking disallowed it. Why? Because one of the dads is the lino, like always, Sunday League football, even though it got cut back to me. I've put it in, and he's disallowed it, and I called him a CUNT and got a straight red card. So when you look at some of Bellingham's behaviour over in La Liga, I'm surprised he ain't been getting sent off more. Santiago's up there, one of the GOATs. Yeah, I'd say so. Caleb, big up the USA. I'm so sick of Pedro Neto. When you notice he never passes to Palmer, it's clear he hates playing with him. Now, I disagree in terms of he hates playing with him. I would agree in terms of sometimes I see a lack of passes to Cole Palmer from Pedro Neto, especially when he plays over on that right-hand side. Saw this the other night, actually. But I think that's a bit of recency bias. I think we can find loads of passes to Palmer. Ultimately, Palmer Palmer needs better service, and maybe, in my opinion, needs a position change. But I think Pedro Neto is very good. And I think that Noni Madueke is a lot more reluctant to pass to Palmer at times, rather than cut on the outside and get a shot like we've seen, you know? So I'd argue that ever so slightly, but can't massively disagree with it. It's so funny. I'm guessing you're on about the super chats. Listen, if you're super chatting, I'll answer any questions. So make them creative, because, you know, you get an answer out of me one way or another. What do I think of the Leao Felix rumours? I'd love Rafael Leao. I think he's a great player. But I have seen him play twice, and both times he was pocketed by Reece James. Maybe a better version of Reece James than we're getting nowadays. What do you guys think of Reece James in the chat? Obviously, we're having defensive issues at the moment. We're having creativity issues. And Reece James was left out of the squad entirely. Now, I don't know whether Enzo Maresca has spoke about this in the meantime, and if he has, you can let me know. But why? Is he injured? If so, when's he back? When's Romeo Lavia back? Fucking hell. You know what I mean? Doing my nutting at the minute. Our people are just out injured and we don't know when they're back. So annoying, man. So annoying. Oh. Good day, Joey. Johnson here. Please, do you think something can be done in future to make these present owners sell Chelsea if they continue to run Chelsea in this way? No, not really. If the Man United fans were unsuccessful in so many years of getting the Glazers out, then we'd be stuck with Clear Lake, Blue Cove for maybe just as long. So no, I don't think it'd be successful, and that's why myself, being someone that tries to be more optimistic than pessimistic, would say that hopefully things start to pick up and there's method behind the madness. Sam ZZ, opinion on Johnny Minerals. I've only recently found out that he's a Chelsea creator. I always get someone ask. It's weird because I'd never get someone go, oh, opinion on George Benson, opinion on Younes, opinion on Yannick, opinion on Josh Aveste, who's obviously a massive prick. Do you know what I mean? We've had a big falling out, haven't seen each other in over a year. Joking, love the big dog. But I never get people ask me my opinion on these other Chelsea creators, barring Rory all the time. But Johnny Minerals is someone who must have like a cult-like following, because I had no disrespect intended at all. I don't actually know the guy. I've never watched one of his videos. I should go and watch one. But people seem to ask me my opinion on him. So unfortunately, I haven't got an opinion on him. But I will make you lot a promise. By the next stream, I'll have an opinion on him. I'll watch one of his videos. Is he on YouTube, I'm guessing? I'd stick Trev next to Caicedo. Right. Might not be in his prime, but I still think James is class. Love him. 100%. 100%. I love Reece James. One of my favourite... Well, my favourite... Probably second favourite Chelsea player. My favourite is Trevor Chalobah. Hardcore already know that. But yeah, probably. Yeah. But yeah. I don't know with Reece. I don't know. He's in and out. If he can sustain a bit of form and a bit of fitness. Not even form, because when he's on the pitch, he looks class. Do you know what I mean? So, it's mad. It's mad. Has Chile played yet for Crystal Palace? If so, I don't know how he played. Chilwell sofa score. I'm really interested to see how Chilwell does at Crystal Palace, because at the minute, Cucurella there and whatnot, but Cucurella's one injury away from, you know, disaster. So, Chilwell stats. You lot probably telling me in the chat now whether he's already played or not. But I don't think he has. No, he hasn't. He hasn't yet. Right. Okay. Moving on. Big up to Joey fella. I'm fully clear, Lake out. Yep, many people are. Have I watched a new Lavia Rising Ballers interview? No, I haven't. I haven't done that yet, but I should. Minerals and Eunice tell the real about these Chelsea owners are ruining our club. Okay, cool. Josh Aveste is in the chat. Josh, what's happening? I've missed you, mate. When are me and Josh seeing each other? Josh, when are we together? I mean, we're together, you know, officially. When I said about favourite positions, obviously you lot were picturing Josh on top, yeah? When I meant cowboy, I said cowgirl, I meant cowboy. And obviously Doggy Style's his favourite. He's a rugby lad, you know. They all drink beer out of each other's arses and stuff like that, don't they? Bro, stop spamming. Yeah, who's spamming? Do you still think Victor is coming to Chelsea? Or do you think Victor? No, I don't. I don't think he's coming to Chelsea. Thursday, miss you more. Oh, big up Josh Aveste. I would have absolutely loved to have had him with us this weekend. But we've got some plans. We've got some big plans. Not only me, Josh and Brian. And Josh doesn't even know about some of these plans yet. But we have some plans, my friend. And they involve sun. Yeah, not suns. Sun. Bit of sun in the sky. What did everyone think of Chisora? That's what I want to know. Let's have a little bit of boxing chat in here as well. Oh, just quickly, I speak on this, right? And if you want me and Josh to do a whole video on the ownership situation, then we will. That's completely fine. Like, I think that people are on about Minerals and Eunice because they're obviously saying, like, look, the owner's out and whatever. I completely understand that. The problem is this, right? The stance on it doesn't really change. What it can create for is a more toxic environment, in my opinion, right? There's a super chat. Come on, let me just do this because then I'll get back to it. Volley a hamster or get punched by Mike Tyson? Volley a hamster, mate. Hacken. Great question. Thanks for the super chat, but easy. Volley a hamster. Fuck the hamster. Why would I want to get punched by Mike Tyson? Listen, I am not vegan, my friend. So although I don't eat hamster, if I'm prepared to eat animals, I'm certainly prepared to volley a hamster. I nearly went on Bear Grylls, the island, once. I got down to like the final, like, say there was 20 people and 10 of them got cast, got down to like the final 20 or whatever, and we were talking about like whether I'd kill a pig and stuff like that if I was hungry, and I'd absolutely do all of that. I mean, if I was starving I would. I don't really eat pork, but I don't know. Sorry, just to get back to the ownership thing, right? My stance on it is that the Glazers were in at Man United for fucking years, and they're still there, and fucking Ratcliffe ain't doing much better, is he? So they were in there for years, man, and my kind of view on it is that the protests would be good if we get to that point. I'm not saying I'm blue coal out, clear leg out, anything like that. If we did get to a point where in 2-3 years we're still not prioritising success on the pitch, not 2-3 years, sorry, that's too long, even another year we're still not prioritising success on the pitch in the fans' opinions, then yes, super chat come in, I'll read it out, but let me just finish this, thank you very much. But yeah, like, then yeah, protests, things like that. But in terms of like daily negative content on the channel, because let's be honest, it would be kind of negative, right? I'm happy to cover it once or twice when needed, but I'm not going to do it after every single day, because I feel that on this channel, myself and Josh, like, as well, just important as me, to be honest, right? He wasn't there in the beginning, but he's been there all the time since. We create a quite a positive vibe, you know? And like, sometimes when things are going well, you want to hear positivity, but sometimes if you're like me, even when things aren't going well, you want to hear positivity even more, because Chelsea seriously affects my mood, as I'm sure it does all you lot. Like, when Chelsea play shit, I'm feeling shit. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them. It's one of them. I hope you'll understand that. Now, Ryan Walsh, I am very sorry to keep you waiting, my friend, because you have super chatted. You've super chatted with a really, really important question. Chest or batty? For those who don't understand, boobs or bum. Now, here's the way I look at it. I love a good set of tits. And I kind of don't think I could be with a bird that didn't have a nice set of jugs, right? I couldn't be with a bird that was flat-chested just because it's my sexual attraction preference, right? However, I also could not be with an ironing board. I couldn't be with a bird with a backline like that. Do you know what I mean? They've got to have a bit of ghetto booty on them. So then when I come to it and I go, right, okay, would you rather be with a girl with massive tits but absolutely no bum, or a girl with small boobs but a huge ass? I'd obviously go with huge ass. So I suppose it makes me a batty man. Batty man. Didn't think I'd be saying that on stream. Right, okay. Trust the process. Trust the protest. Clown Lake out. Good play on words there. By the way, I hope you lot appreciate this. You were asking me to do a video with George Benson a couple of streams back. Well, since then, I've done a video with him on my channel and a video with him on his channel. And Josh has done a couple of videos with him. So, yeah, I did do that for you after you asked. Who do you want to see me on a video with? Who do you want to see me on a video with? Bloody hell, Tenor, thank you very much. Neon Underdog, I really appreciate that, bro. Thank you very, very much. That's very generous of you. Now, your question is, do you think we will play Robert Sanchez on Friday? I think that Maresca is getting him back in the side, also front, or back door. Is he good looking enough that if Maresca did swing that way, he would be interested in that? That's a good question. For me, probably not. I think there's better looking players in the team. Reece James being one of them. Levi Colwell's a good looking bloke. I'm sure Pedro Neto can serenade a woman with a little bit of Enrique Iglesias. I'm sure he can do that. Sanchez wouldn't be one of my top picks for best looking. Do I think he's trying to get him in through the side door or the front door? To be honest, yes. But to be honest, I speak about there not often being toxicity. Is that the word? I think it'd be quite toxic if the away fans travel all the way to Brighton to see Sanchez start that game on Friday. I'll try and go live for that one if you want. You want me to go live? I will try and go live. But I'll have to let you know. Johnny or Younes? I've never actually watched Johnny, so I need to watch him first. But Younes, yeah, we can do a live. We can a video together. He did reach out to me once about doing a bit of content together. Or we spoke about it. I don't know who reached out to who. I think it was him, but it might have been me. But either way, yeah, I'd like to do one with him. Yannick is someone I'd like to do something with. Like, I reached out to Yannick once saying, let's do something together. And he said, yeah. But he said, let's do it, like, over the computer kind of thing. Like a Skype call or something like, a stream. And I wanted to meet him in person. I was more like, I want to come in the studio. Like, me and Josh... There's so many like breaking news things that me and Josh could do in like the side on videos that me and Brian have been doing basically from home. And I just want him in the studio with me, and I'd be a bit like that with Yannick, with Benson. But I understand that you guys want it, so I'll make them happen. Right, people, I'm just going to let you know now, yeah? I'm live till 7. So, I've already said it, but if you're new, any super chat questions, anything, I promise I will answer. I will not go no comment on anything. So, ask me whatever you want. People have been asking me some filth. Speaking of filth, I will read a comment out here, which pretty much sums up what the super chats are asking, but the super chat's the only way you're going to guarantee to get it answered. Would you have a threesome with Astrid and Lily Phillips, Joey? Probably not. Probably not. Firstly, off from a medical standpoint, I would want to see extensive backlogs of history regarding their sexually transmitted disease history or status. And secondly, I'm not massively attracted to either. I think Lily's the prettier out of the two, but not attracted to either, to be honest. No offence though, probably great girls. Studio vids are way better. I think so too. There's nothing like having a man like Josh Aveste in your hands, you know, in touching reach. What you can only see what's going on camera. I could be giving him a little leg rub, foot massage, anything like that, and you can only see from here upwards. So, and that often happens. So, Matisse, seems like you two were good together. Makes us sound like we were a couple. But yeah, Matisse is the man. Matisse is the man. I like Matisse, man. And Matisse is local to me, so he'll come to the studio. Matisse, I can do some shit with. Should I text him? You want me to text him? I will do it. I'll texting Matisse now. We saw a studio session soon if you fancy, bro. Hope you're well. Right, back to it. Matisse has just had a text, and this is what I'm doing. You lot that are tuning into the live streams, I want to make them a bit more regular, just because, obviously, ideally, I want more viewers too. Do you know what I mean? I want to make it something that does me well, but I want to make them more regular because now the videos are popping and I've got more work on. And I'll tell you one thing that some of you may know, some of you may not. I'm my own editor. I don't have an editor, so I do everything myself. So when you think about recording, filming, doing these podcasts, editing them, uploading them, I'm doing all of that, making all the thumbnails myself. And although it doesn't take as much with the football content, other than like the team sheets, and sometimes I'll have a little bit of graphics on there, but sometimes when I haven't got time to, I won't. On the boxing content, which doesn't do me as many views and doesn't bring in as much money or anything, but I do much more editing on it because I want to show what I'm talking about. So, say for example, I've just done a video, recorded a video that I'll edit up after this and have out tomorrow about the upcoming fight between Dillian Whyte and Joe Joyce, right? And when I'm talking, I don't just want to be talking and claiming these things. I want to be showing you these things. With football content, you can't do that. You really can't do that. It's so difficult because the copyright issues around Premier League content and stuff like that. But I'm whitelisted by DAZN and by Turkey Al Sheikh, obviously. So with boxing content, anything that DAZN have got highlights or the full fight of, or Turkey's uploaded, I can use that because I'm whitelisted by them. Whitelisted means that they won't copyright strike you because I've had permission from the team at DAZN and Turkey, His Excellency's team and whatnot, so I can use the boxing content. So I edit a lot more on that, and that just means I haven't got a lot of time, to be honest. Yeah, the chat, I don't know whether the chat's lagging or the chat's gone a little bit dead, but Bend Over Benson hasn't been so positive lately. Well, he's been positive to me. We'll do another video together, me and George, if you want. We'll get one of them cracked out pretty soon, actually. Let me text him too. Let me text Benson. See, this is what gets me going. This is you lot reminding me. A recording next week if you fancy it. Right, Benson's been texted too. So that means over the next 10 days or so, week, whatever, you will have a video on my channel with me and George Benson, and you'll have a video on my channel with me and Matisse. So that's come from the chat, so don't say you don't get anything. Has my chat, like, gone dead, or is there no comments coming in? I think it might be lagging or something a little bit. Yeah, it must be, because now I'm looking on there. I'm looking on the actual thing. It is lagging. Right. Can we get another nostalgia video on Joey and Josh? I love the true crime and nostalgia videos. It's quickly become my favourite channel. You've quickly become my favourite person for writing that in, because Joey and Josh is our pet project. We're working really hard on it. That is something we have an editor for, so we're paying for that and whatnot. And we're sort of putting a lot into it. And it's not getting the numbers that obviously the Chelsea channel gets, and at the high end what the boxing channel gets and whatnot. But I'm going to be honest, mate, I think the content... Listen, obviously the Chelsea content's better off this channel, but I think the content in general is so much better than the numbers it's getting. Like, I think our podcast we've been putting out are sick, man. I like, literally, for many years before I ever met Brian, I would always listen to his and Lawrence's podcasts, right? So like the Madeline McCann one they done, I Love You Now Die, the Michael Jackson Leaving Neverland, like so many of theirs, and their true crime stuff especially. Recently I remember someone commenting saying this is giving me early Brian and Lawrence vibes or whatever in terms of the style of podcast, and I took that as the ultimate compliment. So I do like doing the true crime stuff off there, but yeah, definitely more nostalgia stuff can come. We want to do a coming of age episode, so we did that episode about like growing up in the 90s, late 2000s, stuff like that, but we'd love to do like a coming of age episode as well, and I think that would be something that could definitely be, you know, nostalgia based and whatnot. We had an episode come out the other day. Now that's actually doing quite well. If you haven't watched it already, anyone in the stream, if you haven't watched this, up on Joey and Josh, we did an episode. It's called The Chilling Reason This Killer Bragged on National TV, and it's only done 4.2 thousand views, but it's our one that's done the most at this time. It's ranked number 1 out of 10, so that's going really well. But have a look at that. We've got on Sunday the biggest melts on the internet dropping. Have a guess in the chat who we've got in there. Right, a couple of super chats have come through. Joe Joyce is a friend of mine. When you see him, big up the Waterhouse boys. Yeah, I know Joe as well. So if Joe's a friend of mine, I'm guessing you're from Hammersmith, Putney, Fulham Way, or maybe even from Epsom, because I've got a couple of friends in common with Joe. Fucking hell, 50 quid from Maurice Michaelis. Maurice Michaelis, what a fucking legend you are, my friend. Follow me on Instagram, drop me a message and I'll follow you back. Absolute legend, really appreciate that. Love your true crime. You should make one about Paolo Macchiarini, an insane man who you guys will research about. There are so many plots. Yep, I will 100% do a bit of research on that. In fact, I'll take a picture of the message now and send it to Josh, because while I'm doing this, he can get to work and have a little bit of a research on that. I don't think Josh is still in here, to be honest. He's a busy man, probably shagging, knowing him. Maurice, thank you so much, mate. I really, really appreciate that. Absolute legend. Thank you very, very much. Right, let's get back to some of the chat. More Thailand stories. What do you want to know? Ask me about Thailand. Did I come across any ladyboys? I came over a couple. Joking. No. No Thai brasses for me. You don't pay. You don't pay when you look like this. But no, yeah. You can always spot a ladyboy in Thailand a mile off because their hands are bigger. They're generally taller. Thai fellas are all like my height maximum, which is like, what, 5'6", 5'7". So if you get a bird and they're even like my height, straight away you start looking at their Adam's apple, size of their hands, things like that. And do you know what? When you're out in Thailand, normally the what was I even going to say? Can't remember that. But yeah, when you're out in Thailand, normally the ones that have work done, so if they've got a boob job, they probably used to have a knob. Do you know what I mean? Like, because the not normal, but the ones that are actually female and aren't ladyboys, they're they're just natural. So there you go. There's a Thailand story for you. What did you think of Chisora Arlin? Disappointed with Arlin, as I always have been, apart from in the Tyson Fury fight, to be honest. That's a little bit harsh. Murat Gassiev, he was quite good, but Murat Gassiev was a cruiserweight coming up, and he was good against Dominic Brazil. So they're the fights. Fury, Gassiev, Dominic Brazil, Arlin has looked good. AJ, Chisora, he looks shit. Do you know what I mean? But Chisora can punch a bit. He can punch a bit. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading the chat. 50 knock, not pound. What does that mean? Does that mean I didn't earn 50 quid? Ah, long. It's £3.60. I thought I'd earned a little 50 quid there. Do you know what? No matter how life goes, nothing beats saying like that. So basically, not someone giving you 50 quid, but I won my steak mate bet the other day, and it's like 74 quid, and I wouldn't get gas normally over 74 quid, but because it's a bet and you've won it, you've got it for free, no work, whatever, like no effort put in to get it. I always just love it. Joe Weller's Thai story is pretty nuts. Yeah, I've never really watched much of Joe Weller's content, but I've met him a couple of times. I've done a live stream with him when we done the KSI card, and then I was out in Saudi with him. He was on our flight out there and that, and he come to the Ring Magazine gala and whatnot. He's a really nice bloke, Joe Weller. I like him. And he's a Chelsea fan, so he's a fucking good lad already. Can you make true crime originating in India? There are some pretty spicy cases. Yeah, I can have a look, but I think my go-to will always be stories that I know well. So like the Mitchell Kwai one that we just dropped, the guy who was a murderer that then invited camera crew inside of his own home. I knew that story very, very well, so that's why that was one that was easy for us to research, because we've got a lot of other stuff, do you know what I mean, where we can't be putting in all that much time. Adds £1 super chat, thank you very much, mate, thank you, but you didn't ask a question. Get a question in. Any question I'll ask. Don't even super chat it again, just ask it and I'll answer it for that. Favourite vacation spot? Probably, if you're on about favourite place to go, Thailand. I absolutely fucking loved it out there. But vacation spot nowadays, you got to remember, I'm a dad. Tenors, probably Tenerife. Do like Tenerife because it's like I go there, I know what I'm gonna get. it's getting more expensive, you know, Tenerife, but it's still good value for money for what it is. It's hot all year round. With a child, I think it's got a lot of good like kids entertainment stuff like that where you can still have a beer at the same time. One of the best things is it's got one of the best gyms in Europe. I've been training out in the gym in Tenerife for like 10 years now, where every time I go, Manuel, the coaches, Povdano boxing gym, it was MTK for a little bit. As a police siren goes by, it was MTK for a little bit, but obviously what happened with them, and then it wasn't affiliated with that again. But I've been training out there years, man. Sparred some really good fighters over there. Sparred an Intercontinental World Champion out there. He bashed me up. But I've had some good spars over there and whatnot. Done a couple of training camps when I've gone over there. I'd love to do it this time round, you know. I'd love to do it this time round, go over there. Right, going to this other chat now, because I'm just seeing a few new ones come in. Defo get Joe Weller on his jokes. Yeah, we could try and get Joe. Josh knows Joe better than I do. Josh would be a man to get Joe Weller on, to be honest. I'm trying to think who in that world we're, like, close enough with that's big like that would come on. Obviously Brian, do you know what I mean? We want to do stuff with Brian. I think me and Josh, just for the Joey and Josh podcast, should go up and do a couple of podcasts with him and just pay and go up and stay at this same little place I've been. Right. Joe, super chat, Mr. Brightside. Joey, you're a bright light in a sea of darkness. $2. Thank you very much, Mr. Brightside, for the super chat and for the compliment. I love it when people say shit like that. Do you know what I mean? Because like I love all the love that we get from the podcast, but especially the ones when people are like saying, you know, they're down in the dumps and whatever, and it feels like they're sat in the pub talking with a mate, stuff like that when they listen to the podcast. I love stuff like that. Like, it's sick. Do you know what I mean? It's good to know that people are getting cheered up by what you're doing, and at the same time as it of being completely transparent, what you're doing is earning you money and you're cheering them up with, you know, it's your job in a way. So it's sick. But thank you very much for the super chat, Mr. Brightside. Would you ever doing a kickoff style watch along with more people now that Brian has stopped doing the live streams? No, because I'd want to do it with Brian. So then we just do it off the kickoff. Like, how can I put this? Within the next couple of months, I'm on about like 2 months, definitely, for sure, we will do some style of kickoff stream, I reckon, because I reckon we're going to be able to sort a place where, at minimum, me, Brian and Josh could do a stream on the kickoff, and the 3 of us would be good enough, wouldn't it? And then maybe someone else would be able to come too, but definitely me and Josh would go there to do streams. Obviously Brian might be going to the final, I'm not sure yet, but if not, it'd be good to do a live stream for the Newcastle final. I know it's not Chelsea, but for the kickoff, we're not focusing just on Chelsea, and you know, Brian's the creator of the kickoff. We've got to be doing some sort of stream for that, surely, innit? So yeah. Right, just reading a few more of the chat. Get John Obi Mikel on, I'd love to. He'd be hard to get though. I've swapped Instagram messages with JT, but again, I think he'd be hard to get. Tube said he was going to come on, but then I ain't heard from him since. It would be a case of I'd need to follow up on it, and I should and I will, but you know, like, it was a couple of months ago, and I'm just like, I don't want to look like a beg, do you know what I mean? So, but we were swapping messages, me and Tubes, and he said he'd definitely come on. Ads, £2, thank you very much, mate, thank you very much, bro, I really appreciate that. Top content, can't remember the last video I missed, you're a legend, absolute legend, thank you so much. Right, people, I said I would go until 7 o'clock. I'm going to give it 10 more minutes. If you're going to get any super chats in, it's within the next 10 minutes because they're the ones I'm going to prioritise. And as I said, I'll answer any question you want, no matter what it's like, even if it's filth, which a lot of them are. Joe Cole's your boy, isn't he? I wouldn't say he's my boy, but I love Joe Cole. And Joe... basically, oh my god, hold on, I've just seen a super chat come in. That is 50 quid. Fucking hell. Ryan Reeve, you absolute legend. Definitely give me a shout. Give me an inbox message on Instagram, bro. I really appreciate that. We'll have a chat. Top man, really appreciate that, man. Love your channel, keep up the good work. Ryan, get a question in as well if you want, mate. Don't send another super chat, just get it in and I'll read it out in there. Legend, thank you, bro. Yeah, Joe Cole. So yeah, I got left at the training ground with Joe Cole once when I was younger. My pal, my dad's pal, but also a friend of mine, Dave Johnston, he writes the CFC UK fanzine, and he used to be head of the supporters trust or something like that, so he used to go to the ground for press conferences, and I went in to go into the press conference with him, and the bloke went, nah mate, there's no kids in here, because I was only young, so I said, yeah, there's no kids in here because I was only young. So all of a sudden, Dave's like, Joe, can I leave like young Joe with you? And he's like, yeah, whatever. And I've looked and I'm like, it's Joe Cole. And Joe Cole must have been injured or something at the time because it was at the training ground, but he weren't playing. But like I was with him, chilling with him for about an hour, and then sat in the canteen, had lunch with him and that. So sick. And then this is, like, funny story, yeah. When I went to interview Joe Cole, I've interviewed Joe Cole twice for TNT Sports now. And when I went to interview him the first time, I'm chatting with him and like such a fucking legend, so easy to get on with, like cracks a bit of joke with you and that. Proper legend, proper geezer, Joe Cole, yeah. And after I interviewed him, because we'd spoke a little bit about boxing and that, he was like, yeah, like, have I seen you on the TV? Have you boxed? Like, I proper recognise you. And I was like, and I hadn't had a Misfits fight at the time, so I was like, I doubt it, because my fights have been on the TV, but on like Eurosport, and as if Joe Cole's watching fucking Eurosport replays 2 a.m. So I hadn't had a Misfits fight, so I was thinking like, nah, you ain't seen me box on the TV. You might have seen me on Instagram, on Reels and stuff like that. But I said, oh no, but I said, when I was about 12 or so, or 11, I said, do you know Dave Johnston? And he was like, yeah, of course I know Dave. And I was like, he left me with you at the training ground one day, and he remembered it. So it was fucking sick. It was a joke. And then a couple of months later, I get a text from a guy at TNT, and they're like, can you come and interview Joe Cole? And I think they said he had asked for me. So because I'd interviewed him that day, he said, oh, send Joey. So legend, proper legend. But in terms of football friends, who have I got on the best with? I get on well with Anton. Anton's a legend. Anton Ferdinand. Get on really well with Anton. He's a good bloke, man. He's a really good bloke. Danny Murphy, I always used to get on well with. I used to film a show with him for Rio's channel, the Take On, and Danny Murphy was a legend, yeah. Danny Murphy is a good bloke. Danny Simpson, I get on well with. Only met him a couple of times, but met him once at Rio Ferdinand's studio when I used to do the thing up there. And then obviously twice, I think, at Misfits. He wants to fight again. He's going to carry on fighting. Me and him was having a chat before my last fight. He's a legend. Premier League winner with Leicester. Danny Simpson, baller. Can you shout out the Gary boys? Shout out Gary boys. He's basically your uncle, yeah. Could say that, mate. Could say that. Right, I'm going to come off here in a second, people. Last 5 minutes. If you've got any super chats and you want to do them in the last 5 minutes, because I'm going to answer. If not, I'm going to end the stream shortly. How do I look at some of the stream settings? I'm just having a little look now. Right, get your last few people in. No, I'm working. Is it you? I think it's my little girl. Roy Keane, do me a favour. Roy Keane, do me a favour. Bring back Kickoff Lives. Come on, you big babies. Love the new videos on the Joey and Josh channel. Crazy how many serial killers there are. Crazy how many serial killers. We ain't put a dent in it yet. There's fucking thousands of them. The Big Dog, Joshua, Aveste. Question: where is the best Thai massage place in Epsom? I'd say, is it Samye opposite me? Cha from Samye, little Thai lady. She gives a great massage. Big up Cha, and big up Brandon coming in with the £5 super chat. Legend. Joey, best and worst player that you could have a night out with. Not Adam Johnson. Bloody hell. So, if I can't put Adam Johnson, I'm going to have to put worse as Gylfi Sigurdsson. Although I'm not sure anything ever got proven, did it? But, is there ever smoke without fire? Definitely had a few pictures of kids on your computer. Allegedly. But the best player to go on a night out with, I think Crouchy's a legend. I think he'd be joke. Joe Colby, good fun. But you'd have to go Prime Gaza. Prime Gaza, you're going to have the best night out. Jordan Bailey, bless her, can't wait to see her dad. I know, yeah. Been with her all weekend. And then this is the longest time we've not been in the same room because we've been away together for like the last 4 days running. So she gets addicted to her daddy. She's daddy's girl when she sees him. Right. Josh is in the building. Gave away your location. Coming for autograph. My location? How did I give it away? I always give away my location. I live in Stoneleigh. I don't care if people know where I live. Everyone knows I live in Epsom anyway. It's easy to find it out. I see Gazza all the time. He lives down by me. I met him once on a holiday. We went to Dubai. I was playing football with this kid. Was in the not the Burj, the Jumeirah, the one that's like a cell opposite the Burj. And it's got the same beach that everyone takes that picture with the Burj in the background and whatnot. Yeah, I was playing football with this kid, and then he was like, come back to my table and have a burger with me and the family and whatnot. So I'm like, yeah, and I've sat down, and when I sat down, I looked and I was like, I know this fella, but I'm young. I'm like, I don't know, like 9 or something. So like the internet ain't really out and you ain't going on it, so I only remember players that I remember playing, and I never remember Gazza playing really, but I knew I recognised him. And then my dad was like, yeah, it's Paul Gascoigne. We ended up spending like the whole week with him, Jimmy Five Bellies, and Gazza's sister, and the little kid was called Cameron. So yeah, never heard from him again though. Haha, you mentioned you live opposite the Thai massage place. That's why. Yeah, but opposite ain't too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much given up. Giving it all up, mate. Giving it all up. Sus, mate. What, Thai massage? Is Thai massage sus, is it? Right, people. I'm going to wrap this one up. But it's been an absolute pleasure. I am watching the Champions League tonight, yeah. It's been an absolute pleasure doing the live stream for you. How long have we been live for? An hour and 15 minutes. Side TV, don't bottle top 4, lad. No, I'm sure we'll be alright. We got enough. Mate, if we get Lavia back and he could stay fit, I think that guarantees us Champions League football either way. But, big if at the minute. But yeah, it's been a pleasure doing the live stream. Gonna try and do another one soon. I'll probably try and do a live for the Brighton game. Let me see. Let me check with the studio who they got in there on Friday night. Because if they ain't got no one in last thing... What time's the Brighton game kick off, people? Get it in the chat, quick, now. Because I can only do one at a time. And, I can only do one at a time. What time's the Brighton game? I'm looking if the studios have got... If the studios got space. I think they got it from 7. Is the Brighton game before 7? Is the Brighton game before 7? It's Friday night. It's 8. It's 8. And what did I just say? The studio's 3 from 7. Do you know what? I think me and Josh could do a live for the Brighton game. I bet these lot would like it. You lot would like a live for the Brighton game, wouldn't you? Let's message him. Hello, Shagger. You are live on stream. I was just looking. The studio are free Friday night. So we could actually do a live from there for the Brighton game, couldn't we? Right, people. I'm going to call it a day. But you may well be getting a live stream with me and Josh for the Brighton game. So... that's good news, isn't it? That's good news. Shout out to everyone that gave a super chat tonight. I really appreciate it. Brandon, Ryan Reeve, absolute legend. Ads, Mr. Brightside, AdX, that's what it was originally. Neon Underground, Maurice, Neon Underground again, Ryan Walsh. Big up all the super chats, absolute legends. Hakan, Maxi, Manoli, Joel Roth sent a couple, Juno, the Hazers Custom Footwear, Alexis Rosa, Joel Roth again, Energy. Yeah, big up everyone that sent super chats in. Really appreciate that. Bunch of legends. And yeah, we'll try to go live. I know it's Valentine's Day, but nah, Mrs. won't kill me. She'll be alright with it. She'll be alright if we can get a live stream going, I reckon. So yeah, right, sweet people, I will see you